So today's video is actually going to be focused on building in Minecraft again, and it's actually going to be more focused on houses, because the thing about Minecraft houses is everyone seems to have this grand design for their Minecraft house that they're so focused on, and then they realise that they built like 100 rooms and only really need one for their bed, and one for their chests, and then maybe one for furnaces, and then they realise, oh, I've got a bunch of other rooms left over that don't really do anything. And I figured, as a way to help people who do have that kind of issue in Minecraft, I'd give you 8 different designs for a room that might actually help you out, and that you might go, yeah, I actually would like a room like that in Minecraft. So hopefully you do all enjoy the video. If you do, please do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like the kind of building related videos. But with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? With the first, suggestion for a room, which really should be last because it is going to kill me, I'll warn you right now, is a trap. And basically, yeah, you're going to want a trap room somewhere in your Minecraft house to kind of make it so no matter how good your security is, someone might be able to get in, to make it so when someone does come into your house, they get what they deserve. So in this particular case, you can see there's 5 doors in this main hallway. You know, there's these 4 could be anything, but you want to have something that stands out to people that aren't you. Obviously, because we know this is the spruce door that leads to the trap room, we know not to go here, but most people just look around and be like, oh, okay, this is kind of nice, and then, maybe they'll check the other rooms first, but they're going to want to go into the spruce room at some point, and if you make it as enticing as possible while they're in there, they'll be like, ooh, look, there's a chest in there, I wonder what's in the chest. So they walk over to the chest, they're like, oh, I triggered something, but it's just giving me a music disc, that's fine, and then they check the chest, oh, so many emeralds, and then before they've even realised anything, you can slowly see it in the background, maybe if you're really careful, boom, you're on fire, you're dead, there's nothing you can do about it, and suddenly you're all the way back at spawn, you realise, maybe I shouldn't have broken into Toycat's house. And the best thing about using the lava technique is, one, if you make it come from behind them, and if you have the room set up like I do, there's very few things they can do to save themselves in that time. Like, they have to be aware of it beforehand, which they're probably not going to be, because most people are distracted by greed. But 2, if you actually look in here, there's a tiny bit of lava, but if you look in here after things happened, because it comes from behind you, it's very, very tricky to get out. And yeah, it actually doesn't burn anything, because it's all cleverly sectioned off. So with that said, yeah, lava coming from behind you, if you carefully have, like, stuff in the room, then it's very difficult to tell when it happens, and if you do it smart enough, you can burn people to death who try to rob you, and all it costs you is a few emeralds rather than your diamond stash or whatever else you have around you. So yeah, the trap room is going to have to be idea number 1. Definitely recommend it more than anything else. The second idea over here is just over here, and it's to do with enchanting room. So you might have an enchantment room in some point in your house, but one thing you probably aren't doing is an enchantment room that kind of doubles as all the types of enchantment tables. So if you don't know, getting a level 1 enchantment is very different to getting a level, 30 enchantment, and sometimes you actually do want level 1 or 2, etc. enchantments, and sometimes you do want level 30, and rather than having to have 2 enchantment tables, or worse, because there's a whole bunch of formations, having like 5 or 6, instead what you can do is have an enchantment table room, which has some clever redstone, which you can see just over here actually, so you see just back here, it's just basically pistons and bookshelves. If you have some, if you have some redstone which hooks up these levers to the bookshelves, then what you can actually do is as you turn all of these on, you slowly, cause them to be in the region of the enchantment table, and then boom, you can get a level 30 enchantment if you want to. But like I mentioned, it's not just level 1 and then level 30, because you can do this slowly bit by bit. If you want to get level 26 enchantment, 25 maybe, I guess 26, you can do it like that. If you want to get a level, so remove another 9 levels, I guess that'd be a level 17 enchantment, you can do it this way, 18, close, then yeah, you can do that by using all these switches, and I think that's pretty clever if you ask me, and it's just a pretty cool thing to show off. Like, I don't know, there's something really cool about combining redstone and enchanting, and that's what you can do with this place over here. So if you want to see more of a tutorial than just looking at it right here, because the basic idea is just, yeah, have pistons, hook them up to wires. Mine is reasonably compact. I believe I did a tutorial maybe like a year and a half ago. You can check that out and you can learn more about this one. But if that's not what you care about, if just having redstone enchanting isn't a good idea, how about a very basic one here? Have a toilet in the house. You might think, Toycat, I don't need a toilet. Are you aware that Minecraft characters don't actually need to do that? And I would respond, whoa, no way. But no, seriously. The thing about Minecraft toilets is they actually do have a use. So if you have this somewhere near your bedroom, you can make it, just somewhere in the house. 1, it can be thematic. I mean, this isn't a very good bathroom. Like, if I saw a bathroom like this in real life, I'd probably be disappointed. But, 2, the cool thing about it is it's kind of like a garbage disposal, but it's a garbage disposal that doesn't just get rid of everything, it just kind of hides it. So if I don't want this gravel, which I definitely don't, but if I'm one of those people that, thinks that gravel might have a redeeming purpose someday, we can just throw it all in the toilet. And the best bit about this is it goes through the hopper into a chest, and then later on we can grab it all later. So, yeah, it's like a garbage disposal, but it keeps all your stuff for later. I think it's just a handy way to get rid of stuff and maybe have it later, but more realistically, just keep it all in there, and that's something you can do by having a toilet. So actually, let's fish our fishing rod out the toilet, and Oh, that was didn't even realize I was saying that. But yeah, so we run from that to the fourth idea here. So the fourth one is kind of a basic one, but it's one you probably, might not necessarily do, and I don't see a lot of people do, because it's to have chest storage. So here's two examples. Here's your normal chest storage room, just a bunch of chests in whatever room it is. I mean, because it's a Halo helmet, it's actually really, really awkward to have stuff here. But yeah, here you can see it's a Halo helmet, it's a chest room, kind of a cool thing, right? But the thing is, having just a chest room for everything, so let's say this chest over here has my golden carrots, this chest over here has all my music discs, this one over here has my food, is really kind of awkward and inconvenient, because you don't go to the same room for all these different purposes, and it makes it tricky to search, because there's something like 300 Minecraft items, you don't want them to all be in the same room, 300 chests, it's just going to be messy. So the way I recommend doing things instead is splitting things up, and the number one room I say should be split up is the food room, for two reasons here. First of all, because when people come to visit your house, they might need food, and just offering it to them is going to be way easier. And if you just have a small kitchen like this, by the way, it's in the back of a bunny head if you can't tell over here. But yeah, just having a small kitchen like this, that's just somewhere where they can be like, oh yeah, I'll grab whatever food I want to get, whether it's cake, whether it's pumpkin pie, whether it's like cooked pork chop. Cooked pork chop. We can do that in any single place. And the second benefit to a kitchen is it kind of shows off wealth in an entirely different way. Like most people, if you're showing off your Minecraft stuff, you're like, oh, look how many emeralds I have, or look how many diamonds I have. But here you can instead be like, look how many pork chops I have. And until the cooked pork chop block is a thing, which I would totally be down with pork chop block, but until the cooked pork chop block is a thing, you're gonna have to just have a really nice kitchen that just says, oh yeah, I've got all this stuff. Also, like I said, it's really handy for giving stuff to guests, and I think segmenting your chests into different types of rooms for different stuff really does make sense, and there might be some duplicates, like spider eyes kind of make sense here, but also in like, I don't know, a brewing room, and also in like a trick food room. I don't know, there's a bunch of purposes for different stuff, but I definitely recommend splitting it up, because 300 chests in one place, one, isn't practical, but two, wouldn't be good to sort through anyway. So with that said, let's move on to the fifth idea, which is just kind of the same thing, but to do with redstone, just show you a very different one here, because I think redstone is another thing which really needs to be separated to its own room. So you can see, we've got a trap chest, it has all the redstone stuff in, and it's just way more efficient than having a big mess for 5 chests and you have to search for redstone dust, and it means if you want something, you can get it. So if I want to play around redstone, you can do that, which actually kind of link into the same room. If you do have a redstone storage room, might as well make it a redstone playroom, because you can see in the open here, I have a lot of fun redstone experiments that I've just played around with at some point, even though this is a creative world, but still, if you want to do that in survival, it's something pretty cool that you can do if you have access to a room that does that, and I think you should. So yeah, make a redstone room, make a redstone storage room, maybe make it the same room. And my one's inside a giant redstone torch. And again, one inspiration for a room in your house. I don't think this would fit in most houses, but still, give it a try anyway, maybe. So let's move on to the sixth idea here, which is one you really kind of need, but a lot of people kind of forget, and it's actually to do with brewing. So, by the way, this house was deliberately made to be as ugly as possible, so it's red sandstone blocks with green carpet. I know there's something so bad about it that it almost goes right back down to being good. But point being, okay, so this is a brewing room that instead of having, a lot of people just have a single brewing stand that they do all their brewing stuff with, but that's kind of a mess. With this system, instead, because you can see this one has nether warts, this one has redstone, this has gunpowder, this has glowstone, this has gunpowder. What you can actually do is, because there's infinite water source, is we can grab ourselves an empty water bottle. I think we put one of our water bottles... Oh yeah, we put it in the chest, which burned down. But yeah, what we do instead is we grab water bottles, we put it into the nether wart place, we turn them into the, whatever the potion's called. I think, in my head it's called the angry potion, but I know that's not what it's actually called. You make the awkward potion, then with the awkward potion, you can, then you put one of these things in, then you go over to here, you make it the real thing, and you can do this 3 times at a time. And again, like with the redstone room, if you wanted to, you could then turn this into like a potion storage room, because it's so easy to just make as many potions as possible. Also, because this is, okay, so the glistening melon, I believe that's for the potion of health, right? What you could just do is you could leave potions of health in there at any one time, so instead of having to brew, most of the time you just grab something from here. Hopefully that made some degree of sense. I rambled on about potions for a long time because they're pretty cool, and I notice a lot of people don't use them too much. So if you're one of those people, make a potion room, because one, it's kind of fun to make the whole thing, and getting all the ingredients, like, as many as you can, but 2, it's just convenient, and if you have a friend that wants to make potions around your house, then maybe they won't have to pretend they don't know you and run away anymore, or something like that. Anyway, with that said, let's move on to the 7th idea here. I hope it's 7. If I haven't, then that's a mistake otherwise, but let's just assume it's number 7, because number 7 is going to be a quick equip room. So, you can see the basic idea here based on the sticky piston back there. I have no doubt, but basically the idea here is, like, when you die, you need to put armor on as soon as possible. You probably also need to get some equipment, like, say, a bow and some arrows and maybe some stuff like that. But here's the most basic version with just armor. And what you can just do is you can make a quick equip room where you go in there, you stand there, it knocks you out, and then boom, you're wearing full iron armor, and you're back to stuff. And the best thing is this only needs to be restocked every 9 times. And if you're a cat like me, you get 9 lives, which is just the perfect number for sets of armor. So yeah, it's a fun thing to get all the armor to do it. It's just so much easier than having to have a set of stuff that you find one each time. And having a quick equip room somewhere near your spawn is just a good idea, especially if you're having a home invasion. Like if home invasion is something you actually worry about, when you die, you can respawn, you can get the stuff, and you can get straight back into the fight. And if you can respawn and get stuff over and over again, then the odds of someone else beating you are pretty low. Also, what you could actually do is you could set your actual spawn location to be this pressure plate, because if you use your bed in a particular way, it makes things pretty handy, and that's something you could do too. So yeah, the quick equip room, pretty handy by itself. Combine it with your bedroom, and it's kind of like a closet. So yeah, call it a closet room if you want to. That sounds way more like a realistic room, but still something that's actually handy in Minecraft that a lot of people don't have. Finally, the last room here is one that really is just fanciful, but it relates to a good point that a lot of people don't particularly do too much, and it's to do with bows and bow training, because a lot of people don't really know how to fire bows too well. And I'll admit I'm not amazing or anything. I'm not even particularly good. But one thing I will say is there's a lot of ways to learn to use bows. One is to have a dark room in your house that maybe you shoot from a distance, like with a skylight. That would be a really cool thing. Like have a dark basement so mobs will spawn there. Or if you want to have the kind of easier version that has less risks of your house blowing up, what you can just do is have some targets like I have, where you can see it's a redstone lamp with a button on. So when you hit the button, it lights up and you know you've hit it. So this is a cool way to kind of test your aiming, because you can either one like get on a horse or something like that and kind of practice, or you can set the targets to do stuff. Either way, it's a fun way to teach yourself to aim as fast as possible. So there we can see hit the target I think, and then hit that one over there, and you can make it as tricky or as easy as you want based on how about how good or bad you are actually hitting stuff. So I'm absolutely terrible at this last one, you can see. And again, you can make this more or less difficult by getting inside a minecart or a boat and then having it go back and forth. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that one up there didn't hit, but still, you get the basic point. Pretty fun idea, in my opinion, not only because, hitting stuff is fun, but also because it can be varied, and because having an archery, range, in real life I'd like to have one, but I can't, so instead, I'll just settle for having an archery range in Minecraft. So with that said, yeah, target practice is the 8th idea for a room. If you don't have one, maybe you should. Whether you use real mobs or whether you use targets, it's entirely up to you. But I think it's a pretty cool idea. And with that said, that does bring us to the end of today's video. I hope you did all enjoy it. If you did, please do like it and let me know. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos just like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Oh, new idea, cake house, and then every room can be a topping on the cake. It'd have to be a very big cake, but there's a freebie before you go. But yeah, goodbye everyone.